Tennessee Titans Weekly, we carry the rock of being the best podcast with Hawk and Jock. We cover the Titans early in the morning or later, with everything you need, spitting facts, no paper. From the Music City, born and raised, we reppin'. The city and the state of Tennessee, we steppin'. Our fans enjoy, they say they'll enlighten us. Let's go Titans fans and tighten up. Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We're here to be the best and never last. Hawk and Jock, what's the plot? To make the Super Bowl, can we win or not? Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We give you news and perspectives and do it fast. When you see our shows, tell us what's up. Let's get this win and go home and tighten up.
Oops. All right, cool. My bad. All right.
No,
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. What up, folks? What is going down? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is your way. We already got people in the chat right now, bro. Hey, what's up, folks? What up, Jacques, man? The schedule has been released, bro.
Yes, sir. It's about that time again, man. Again, football 365 days out the year. So we back, man.
Yep, that's right. That's right, man. So what we're gonna do today, y'all? We did have our Bleacher Report show earlier today, literally maybe about an hour ago, and we did the release show as far as that. So we've had a little more time to watch or look at our schedule. So we're gonna talk a lot about our schedule as far as what we are. And then we're going to say as well, we're not putting anything in stone because the season hadn't even started yet. The players only had their pads on, but we're going to talk about the schedule and what we think so far. So who do we have in the chat, Jock?
Man, we got everybody, man. We got Toya in the building. What up, T? What up, T?
Pete, what's happening?
Biro, what's going on?
What up?
What's happening? We got Jakeon in the building. Jay Burks, what's happening?
What's up?
Gorilla 10 in the building. What's happening with you, family?
What's good?
And we got Big Money 77 with the 199.
Okay.
He said, "Go Colts, y'all swept again." Boy, if you don't stop, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, bro. We appreciate you, bro.
Big Money 77. Do.
Boom.
Big Money 77 in the building early. Going for the Colts for the shoot. All right. Hey, we appreciate the support, man.
What up, B Grove? My guy. What's happening, fellas?
What's good? All right. So, y'all, listen. If you have not seen the actual schedule, we're going to pull up the schedule on this show. We want you to look at the schedule. We're going to pretty much have the schedule popped up on the screen for the whole show because we want you to really look at the schedule. All right. So, Jacques, I'm going to pull up the schedule right now. There is the schedule. All right. Try to think if it's a split. Can we do a split screen on this thing? No, we can't. All right. That's all good. All right. So here is the schedule. This is what the schedule is, y'all. All right. So, Jacques, let's get talking about it. All right. So as you all can see, the preseason is the very beginning. Tampa, Atlanta, and Minnesota. The games that you see that are sort of filled in that light blue color, those are our home games. Those outside of that are our away games. So, Jacques, you've had about an hour or so to sort of analyze it. We've even talked about it as well, man. And those in the comment section, we want your answer as well, too. Jacques, I have a question for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Looking at the schedule early, our minds can change. We're just saying as of today, schedule release day, May 14th. How many wins do you see for the Titans from this schedule?
So, again, like you said, we had our Bleacher Report show earlier, and I said 5, but I'm actually going to go 6 here because when I'm looking at the schedule, it's a unique schedule. And I think you have playoff teams. You got the Broncos, the LA Chargers, LA Rams, the Chiefs, of course. Who else? The Houston Texans were a playoff team. So when I'm looking at this schedule, you're going to have a tough couple of games at the beginning, right? Those first 6 games, and especially with those next 3 being away, is kind of crazy. But I'm looking at 6, and I can give you my guarantees. The Saints, man, I guarantee we're gonna beat them, man. The Saints situation is just all over the board. I think we'll split with the Colts. I do. I know we got swept last year. Ha, 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 ha. I get it. but I think we'll split with them. I think we can beat the Patriots too. I do. People are hyping up the Patriots, man. I just don't think they're going to be this world beater as they say, and they got a hard division to a hard climb as well. Jacksonville, I think we'll split with them as well. And then I have the Cardinals. I think we can beat the Cardinals also. I really do. I really do. I think we can beat the Cardinals. They're a unique team because at the beginning of the season, they tend to do very well. It's weird, man. And then they kind of trickle off. So we kind of get them a little early, not too early, but we get them early. And of course, we're playing them in Arizona, and we know how the time zones and everything and time difference can really mess with you. But I think we can get the Cardinals. The Raiders to me is a toss up, but I think Geno Smith, man, he's good. But also, I think we can catch him slipping, if that makes sense. Um, but when I see the Chiefs, I just don't think we have enough right now. Now, my mind can change totally. I'm saying 6 games right now, but the way the Chiefs left the Super Bowl, I don't know, dog. I don't know. So I say 6 games. Um, could be more. My mind probably will change after preseason because I'm a component of when it happens in preseason trickles into the regular season. So we'll see if the offense is clicking, but it's really on Callahan to see how fast he can get Cam up to speed with this system and implementation and everything like that. And I have no doubts with Cam because Cam gonna do his thing. But I say 6. I went from 5. Now I'm gonna say 6. What about you, Hawk?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Facts, no paper, Jacques. Hey, man, I'm looking at this schedule as well, too, man. Looking at it, a little bit more, with my lenses a little tighter on it. So the schedule itself, man, when I look at the schedule, we have a mixture of home and away games. We got our first away game right off the.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you, Hawk? Oh, I think you frozen. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear us, Hawk? Can you hear us? Yeah, we just lost Hawk. So while Hawk is getting back on his horse, I'm gonna go through the comments real quick. Jackie, you're saying 5 to 6 wins, 8 max. Okay, that's reasonable. That's doable, right? Cadero, you're saying 7-10. I mean, that's a leg up from 3 games. Hawk, you back? Hawk, you back? Okay, he left us again. Cadero, I see, man. You got 7 to 10 games. Let's see. What up, Ian? How you doing, brother? Gorilla says 10-7. I mean, if we go 10-7, dog, we done something great. Not saying we can't go 10-7, but we definitely have the opportunity. We'll talk about that later on in the show. Cat Nelson, what's happening? He says 8-9. Okay. Hawk, you back?
Weird, I'm not sure what happened, bro. I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Cool. Keep cooking, man.
Okay, so looking at this as well, the schedule. What's up, everybody in the chat, man? Cat Nelson, in Tally, what up, Frat? Pig Wickle, BGZ in the building. What's up, y'all? So I'd say this. Ocho, what's good? What's happening? All right, so for me, man, when you look at the schedule, the home games are the ones that you see filled in the light color, in that light blue color. So right off rip, we have our road game. I see us splitting with the Colts and the Jags. So given that Colts game, I think we'll go 0-2 up front. I think the Colts game is a win for us. Texans, loss. Cardinals. I'm going to say Cardinals is a win for us.
Okay.
I think I don't see us. I think one of those games we're going to lose. I'm going to say the Raiders will be a loss.
Okay.
I think the Patriots is a win. Colts loss. Chargers loss. Texans loss. Seahawks loss. Jags win. Browns win, 49ers loss, Chiefs loss, Saints win, Jags loss. So you know what I just counted, Jacques? Mm-hmm. I just counted 6.
6, okay.
I just counted 6. I'm going to go back again, just making sure. Colts win, Cardinals win, that's 2. Patriots win, that's 3. Jags win 4, Browns 5, Saints 6. That's 6 wins. So I went from 5 to 6. Okay, I ain't realized that. So I'm saying 6 wins. And, again, I understand that we want to say 10 and 11 and all that. I get that, man. But, I just think overall, that's almost half of what we just won this past year. We only won 3 football games, man. We had a horrific season last year. We were the number 1 pick in the draft as a result of that. We had the worst record in the league. So I think getting 6 or 7 wins would definitely be a success based on last year. That shows that we're trending. I can't sit there and say 8 or 9 or 10. Now, we've had other people on Bleacher Report that thinks that. All I would ask y'all here on YouTube, if you think the Titans will win 8 or more games, put that in the comment section. We'll bring that up for sure. If you see 8, especially if you say 10. If you say 10, y'all going to have to show me that, bro. For real. So, okay, Gorilla Team said 10.
He's at 10, man.
Put your team down, Gorilla Team. You gotta put the teams down if you can. If you're driving, don't worry about it. But if you sitting there, you gotta put the wins down, bro. I gotta see this. I gotta be convinced of 10 wins. A 3-win team to a 10-win team would be unbelievable. You know what I'm saying?
It's not far-fetched, though. It's not far-fetched. I think the Jags did it too, I want to say. It was one year they did it. Of course, we've seen what the Commanders did last year. And I think was it Ian who said, yeah, Ian said, hold on, was it Ian or Jake Ian? I think it was Jake Ian. He says, what's crazy, just like last year, it's all on the quarterback. And that's facts, no paper. I mean, what happens when a quarterback changes a franchise, right? So,
yeah.
But yeah, okay. If Cam wins 10 games, he's rookie of the year for sure. Matter of fact, I even think if he wins probably even 7 games and he throws for 4,300 yards or even 3,500, he'll win it like off GP alone, man.
Right. For sure. So, okay, well, y'all looks like we're saying right now 6 wins right now.
And again, it can change.
Yep.
It can change.
Yeah, it can change. It can change.
So, Huck, let me ask you this. Would you consider the schedule hard, manageable, or easy?
When I look at this schedule, y'all, this schedule, in my opinion, is easy as hell. Okay? I think it's easy. Let's look at the schedule here. When you look at the playoff teams on this list, you have 5 playoff teams. The Denver Broncos, the LA Rams, the Houston Texans, the LA Chargers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Just 5 out of 13 teams. Because again, you double with the AFC South, 13 or 14 teams. We only have 5 playoff teams. And so we were talking earlier about, where that schedule fits. So I went to CBS Sports. I went to Yahoo Sports. They have us having the 4th easiest schedule in the league based on records from last year. Now, as we know, last year might not have anything to do with this year, right? It'll take a flip or whatever. Some miraculous things would have to happen. But I think we have some really bad football teams on this schedule. Cardinals, Raiders, Browns, Jags, Saints, Seahawks, 49ers. Those are mid teams to trash. This schedule is easy to me, bro. This schedule doesn't scare me at all. I think this schedule gives an opportunity for Cam Ward to sort of iron out things over time, like per game, because I don't really see a dominant defense on this schedule. The Denver Broncos is the best defense in this schedule. The Kansas City Chiefs might be number 2, and the Chargers might be number 3. Outside of that, these defenses are trash, dude. I don't see it. Browns, 49ers, mid-ground defenses. They're in the middle, but they're not scary defenses. So I think this schedule is easy. Easy. What about you, Jacques?
I'll say manageable. I think we can manage. And again, I think it runs through your division first. And the AFC South, we'll talk about it in a minute, is not a strong division. And what I mean by that is if you can manage that piece of it, then the rest will take care of itself, right? Again, I look at a team like New Orleans. New Orleans is in array right now with their quarterback situation. If they don't trade for a quarterback soon, man, they looks like they're trying to tank for the number 1 pick in 2027, if possible, right? Or 2026 or whatever. And there's no guarantee that I think that they think who they're going to get, Arch Manning. He might not even come out. So that's another thing, right? So that's a win. Jags, I don't trust the Jags. I don't. I really never have trusted the Jags. And you know this, Hawk, and y'all know this, Weekly Family. I'm not Jags have to make me a believer, and I just don't believe in them. So I think, again, we can get them. The 49ers is interesting because the 49ers, to me, are a team that's kind of in shambles right now. They're cap casualties. You have a lot of turnover. Jawan Jennings might be their number 1 receiver, right? I think is Joey Bosa gone? Or one of the Bosa brothers is gone? Yep, he's gone. Yep.
For who? The Chargers?
The 49ers.
No, the Chargers.
Chargers. Okay. uh, they've had a lot of turnover and attrition. So I just think with the 49ers, that's a sneaky win that you can probably get. But again, you never know because you're going on the West Coast. I say it's a manageable schedule, but I say, man, focus on your division first, and then let the cards play itself once you get to everything else. Let me see. What's just round sleep with the Titans?
Browns split with the Texans. That's 2. Sweep the
Okay.
Jags 3-4. Sweep the Jag and split with 2. Okay. Split
I
with the Colts
can. He ain't
5.
too far. He ain't off though. I give him
Raiders,
that.
Patriots, Saints, Broncos, Rams, Seattle,
Wow.
11-6. Gorilla 10. Hey, much respect. I disagree, man.
Hey man. Hey
Jacques, do you
man.
think we going 11? Go for it, Jacques. You think we going
Nah,
11?
I ain't calling that. No. No, 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 no. That again, crazy things have happened, yes. But I just don't see it with I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying we're gonna win 11 games, but it depends on how fast again Cam can get the system and
Mm-hmm.
how fast Callahan can implement that system, and that's how fast they can get on the board. Now, knowing Cam's history, it would not surprise me one bit if Cam hits the ground running right away. He did it in Cardinal Ward. He did it at Washington State. He really did it at Miami. Like Miami's first game, which what was the first game? Was it Florida? Yeah, they played Florida the opener. Miami last year.
Was that the opener?
I thought
I
it
thought they
was.
played them maybe mid-season. Well, I don't know. You might be right. You might be right. You might be right.
I'm gonna look that up, but I
No, 'cause
think
normally Miami and Florida State play later. Miami and Florida does play early. Yes, so you might be
yeah.
right.
So no, actually, let me see. I
Yeah.
stand corrected. I want to say, hold on. I'm just going back in the archives, bro.
Okay.
Who did they play? Wait a minute. When they played Florida, like that was a game it's almost like the Broncos game. They wasn't supposed to win that game. And then all of a sudden, Cam comes out acting a fool. So I don't know again, but 11 games, I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, it's wishful thinking. I like the confidence, but I just
To have
no. Hey,
in my opinion, have 11 game.
well,
The schedule's trash. I think it's easy, but to have
yeah,
11 wins, Cam would have to have a Jaden Daniels type of season.
he sure would. Yep.
Washington went from 4 wins to I think 11 wins or 12 wins the season after that. Like in
What
one
was
season,
that? Okay, so what was the? Well, hold on. What was the win total prior?
four
Prior to,
wins. They had 4.
okay, so they had one more than us.
And they finished in second in the NFC East, but ended up making
Okay.
to the NFC Championship game.
Championship, right.
That's amazing. But that's that's some meteoric. That's some outwardly things that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Now it happened with the Texans because I think the Texans were. What was what was the Texans schedule? I mean, record prior to them getting CJ Stroud.
I'm not sure. It was bad. It wasn't
Okay.
good because
It's
they number 2. They picked number 2 to get CJ Stroud and number 3
They did.
to
So
get Will Anderson. So they had 2. They had 2 top 3 picks too. By the way.
yeah, I think what's impossible now is starting to be possible. That makes sense. Like what we say when you say it's impossible, especially in these days and times. I don't take anything that when somebody says nothing's possible, man, anything's possible these days. We know what's happening in this world, right? So it would not surprise me. I'm not saying he'll have a Jaden Daniels ish type of season, but it's not far fetched to think that. It's like, okay, it depends on how fast you can get, like I said, up the system. Jaden Daniels, man, he came in prepared. He came in from what I've heard and what I've seen. His preparation is like Cam. They prep almost the same. And it's like, okay, it depends on you and how fast you pick it up. And if you can get continuity with your receivers and you can do this, and if the system that Cliff Kingsbury, or what was it, Cliff Kingsbury? I think it was, wasn't it? His OC?
It's Houston or in DC.
DC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury, yes.
yeah. Cliff, man, Cliff. He was able to that marriage was they hit it off right away. So my thing is, can Cam and what's his name hit it off? And like you said, Hawk, it's a manageable schedule. But I see where you can make an argument. I get where you're going when you say it's an easy schedule. I get it. I see the vision. I'm just think it's more manageable. But from what Gorilla 10 is saying, it's not far-fetched. Just in my opinion, it's not far-fetched. Not saying it's gonna happen, but if it happened, I'm not surprised if that makes sense, especially in these days and times. If you told me this about 10 years ago, I'd be like, nah, you crazy. no way a rookie can come in and do some amazing stuff. No way. No way a rookie can turn a 3-13 team to get them to the close to the playoffs and NFC championship. I've never seen nothing like it. Jaden Daniels was the best rookie I've ever seen in life. And that's the unique part about it. So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, Bo Nix did it. Somebody said, yep, you're right. Bo Nix, you're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. Bo Nix did do it. He slipped my mind. He took the Broncos to the playoffs. So it's not
If you
far
think it's
fetched.
doable, hey, if you think the Titans will go 10 win, I'm
Nah, I
telling you,
say
I
it.
don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah. I'm not saying it right now. Again, my mind can change. My mind can change.
Yep.
It can change. Again, if they go 10 wins, Hawk, then again, I'm not surprised. It's not far fetched. It's crazy to say that, but Bo Nix did it. CJ Stroud did it. Jaden Daniels did it. Hell, Cam is just as good as them coming out of college. Hell, Michael Penix Jr. probably could have did it if he would have started early, because he seemed like he was coming on pretty hot. Caleb Williams, on the other hand, he had a better team almost. I argue to say his team was just as good as the Commanders. It's just, again, the marriage between the quarterback and the offensive coordinator. Can that click? You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that has to line up for that to happen. Do I see it happening? I don't know. Right now, I'm saying 6 wins. I'm sticking with 6 wins. I'm sticking with that's the safe bet, 6 wins. And if they get 6 wins, they've exceeded what they did last year. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. You ain't got to win 10 games. I ain't expecting no playoffs or nothing. It's a bonus, but
yeah. Okay. All right. So
did Tebow do it? Oh. Interesting. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I had to look back. And Tebow didn't, as a rookie, didn't start the whole season. Somebody got hurt for him to play, but Tebow's career was, after that was it. So, not a bad example early, but later, not so much, But okay, so looking at the AFC South, looking at this schedule, looking at our current roster as of today.
Hawk, you freezing.
I can't believe I'm freezing up, man. Wow.
Yeah, you good now.
Okay, I don't know why. Like, man, it's crazy. Okay, all right. So looking at our schedule right now, looking at our roster and the things that we do have in the AFC South, where do you see us ranking right now as of today? Now, again, things will change down the road, but right now, where do you see the Titans being in the AFC South?
Okay. So on the Bleacher Report show, I did say 3rd, right?
Yep.
I'm going to stick with number 3. I've got the Texans number 1, the Colts, unfortunately, number 2, Titans number 3, Jags number 4. But it's subject to change, because when I'm looking at the Texans roster, again, it's subject to change. They didn't do nothing to address their offensive line. They have rookie wide receivers that I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, and you know how long it takes a rookie wide receiver to get caught up to speed, right?
Yep.
When I'm looking at, I can't go against the Texans because they are the defending AFC South champs. So I'm going to stick with this lineup: Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags. I'm gonna stick with that. But don't be surprised if my tune changes around preseason, and specifically August 22nd. If I see something that I'm like, hey, Hawk, I think I see something, I'm going to let you know. But right now, Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags. That's my order. What about you, Hawk?
So, facts, no paper. I'm pretty much carbon copying what you and AFO is saying as well. I still feel that as well. Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags. I do think our division is the worst in football, the AFC South. If anyone disagrees, put the division that you think is worse than the AFC South in here, and I really don't even think it's close, to be honest with you. The AFC East is pretty trash too, to be honest. They're very underperforming. But the AFC South, the Texans could be in another division and not even be thought of as the best team in that division. It just happens to play in our division. And the Colts are terrible. We're not good. We're not a good football team, nor the Jags. We have 3 really bad football teams in this division. I think the Colts only edge that they might have is, I think their offensive line. They have a really good running back and some receivers. I think they're coached very well. So I just think there might be some components there. And I'm not sitting there saying like they're a playoff team being number 2 because they're not. I think only one team will come out the playoffs in this division based on what it looks like right now. I think the biggest change that will take place if Cam Ward if he ascends and those things, that will change everything to the Titans could be number 2. But I do think right now it's the battle at 4 between the Titans and the Jags. I think the Colts have it strong at number 2, but still a bad football team. I don't see them winning more than maybe 7 games. And Houston might get 10 games because they'll end up probably out of 6 games, they'll probably win 5 out of the 6 in our division. And so I think we're number 3. I think what AFIO has is what I'm thinking. Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags. Anyone else think differently? If so, put that on the screen and we'll populate that up. And Gorilla 10 says on my paper, I think we're the number 1 team. The Texans have been exposed. Okay.
But you know what? I like his confidence though. I like Gorilla 10's confidence. Remember I told you on the Bleacher Report show. I know confidence is earned. I know things are earned, but I like the confidence. Man, stick with it, dog. I like it because crazy things have happened. Let me ask you a question, Hawk. Do you think the Commanders fans thought they were gonna go to the NFC Championship?
No, I don't. But I say because we're confident, that doesn't make the Washington Commanders or the Titans win because we're
no. Yeah, no, I get it. But
yeah. So no, I don't. I didn't think most of them didn't think that, and they still end up being in the NFC Championship, right?
Right.
So
right.
No, I don't think that. I don't. Again, I think that's a rare situation. You know what I'm saying? I do. So I don't. That's my thought on it.
Right.
So
right. And again, stuff is.
I think you think we're gonna go 11 wins, bro.
Nope.
I do. I think.
I didn't say that. I
know.
Say that.
I know. I think
I'm
you have more
saying
confidence. You have more confidence on their roster than I do. I think.
Not confidence. I just think that if they can get up to speed and what I've seen from Cam, and again, I'm gonna keep iterating Cam because he's the catalyst here, and Brian Callahan and Cam Ward, if they can marriage fast, which Callahan has. I know people give Callahan crap. Oh, you ain't developed quarterbacks, man. This fool don't work with Peyton Manning, Matthew Stafford. He's worked with some heavy hitters, Derek Carr, Joe Burrow. Okay, he know what he's doing. All right. At this point, man, if you can marriage that particular marriage and you can get it up to speed fast, you got you something. And I'm not gonna take that away. And my thing is too, if I see it game 3, 4, 5, and I look and they're whooping up or they're close. And then I'm gonna say this: teams don't really get clicking. Specifically, new teams don't get clicking until like week 6 or 7. So that's why I'm iterating. You beat the Texans and you beat the Colts early. Now I'm okay with losing to the Broncos and the Raiders. You can sneak again. If you can sneak one against the Cardinals and you can get it kicking in the high gear with the Raiders, then you got a simple game against the Patriots. I'm not scared of the Patriots. Not F of Vrabel. Okay, cool. Vrabel's back. I don't give a damn, right? I don't care. Bring it in. Let's do what we got to do. So when I'm looking, like you said, the schedule's easy. I'm going on what you said. You said the schedule's easy. I'm looking at it as a manageable thing, and it depends on when they click. So if they click at the right moment, and if it clicks for them early, then you got you something. I'm gonna say this again. All right. Cam is different. Cam came from Washington State to Miami. He does not know these dudes, Hawk. Does not know these dudes from a can of paint and took them jokers to a doggone bowl game and was part of the Heisman. I got faith in my guys. So I'm not saying again, I'm not saying they're gonna win 11 games. I'm sticking with my 6. Matter of fact, I'm okay if they win 6 games. I just want to see improvement. If they lose games, lose them close. I'm okay with that too, because I'm like, okay, hey, progression. I'm looking at this year as are the rookies, specifically Cam, getting better each game, right? Yep. Win is a bonus. If they get a win, man, that's a Christmas gift right there. It's like, hey, that's cool. Let's keep doing what we're doing. So not the 11 games. I just think I have a little bit more faith in the team. I do. I think I just let me say, I believe in the vision. I see where Berganzi, I see where Callahan, and I see where Brinker's going. I see your vision.
Yeah, I do too.
My thing is,
for sure.
Does anybody else see the vision? Does anybody else? And I think most Titans fans are getting on board with the vision. I'm happy to see that. So
me too.
Now, not 11 games, but I do believe that if they can get clicking early, they can win some games. Gotcha. I do.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm trying to see I don't know if anyone could do a search. I want to see what it has Vegas come out with their numbers yet at the post schedule. Like, and things will change with Vegas too because they'll have their official win. Once the season starts. But I wonder where Vegas is showing the Titans to win right now as of today.
Right.
I have to go back and look, but yeah. So, but we can. I tell you, y'all, we can go ahead and start the live chop up. Do you want to keep? Do you want to keep the? You
Yeah,
want to
this
keep
good.
the schedule up?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Cadero actually comes with a hell of a question. He says,
Okay.
"So how many wins do they need to get in order for Brian Callahan to keep his job?" So first, let me ask you this: is Brian Callahan's job in jeopardy?
Yes, it is in jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is. You come off a three-win football season. Everyone is subject to be looked at for sure, right? And so I do think that I think it really depends on. We can't have like a 6-game losing streak, especially early. We can't have it where we're making the same mistakes as we did last year. If that happens, I think Brian Callahan will get cut. I think they'll let him go. But I do think too. I think Callahan could be very safe. I think he could win 6 games and be fine. I initially said 7 or 8, but I think if he is to win 6 games and we're not just getting blown out and there hasn't been blunders on his part, we're okay. I think 6 games is his semi-safety net. Anything at 7 and above, he's safe for at least 2 seasons. But I think so. What about you, Jacques?
If he wins 5 games, I think he's okay. Because again, the vision. I think you'll be stupid to let him go, and then you start the clock over with Cam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be stupid, and that's how franchises stay in the toilet bowl. When you constantly say, "Okay, I'm gonna go fire this coach. Okay, I'm gonna go fire this coach." Look at Bryce Young. Now, in that situation, they had to, right? But in this situation, this is Callahan's really first year with his quarterback, his system, and I'm actually excited to see how he implements his system because you're this quarterback guy. You've worked with all these quarterbacks. Let's see what you do to get him up to Joe Burrow speed, right? So
Right.
I say about 5 or 6. But if
Okay.
they do get rid of him, you better bring in a hell of a coach because you start the clock over. That'll be stupid as hell to
Yeah.
get rid of something that you have continuity with already. If
Okay.
I'm playing Madden, if I have a team and we go 3-13, and I say, okay, well, I got you, coach. I got you. I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be patient. And I think I can't say it's guaranteed, but from what I'm hearing from Brinker and Berganzi, they have a plan. Their plan is to say, hey, we're going to slow walk this thing. And it sounds like they've talked Amy into getting on board. Now we know Amy, she will make an emotional decision when she
She
needs to,
will.
right?
That's
She
that's the
she
part of the equation I'm looking at. Go ahead.
and see, my thing is with Berganzi and Brinker. Hey, y'all are the leaders here. I get it. She on the damn team, but at the same time, it's hey, Miss Amy, trust the process. So I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna say this: if Cam is showing promise, if Cam is showing that he's progressing each game, and we only win 3 or 4 games, I think his job is still safe because at that part I can justify like, okay, hey, next year, I expect them, not this year, but 2026, I expect them to take off. I do. Because you'll have your second year players. And then if we win 4 or 5 games, you pick high again and you can just keep adding to your roster. So I'm okay actually with that happening if that happens because you get another great draft pick just to add to what you got to. So I
Yeah.
would say he's safe at 5 or 6.
Okay.
If Cam is showing promise and if Cam is progressing, you're really safe because at that point it shows me, okay, hey, we got us something. Let's be patient. Let's add to this roster. Let's continue to build this roster so that way we can become a contender, 2, try to get to a Super Bowl and win that thing. So again, I would think if it happens, okay, boo. But I'm with Stanley. If you're gonna fire Callahan, you better bring in a John Gruden. You better bring in a Bill Belichick. You better bring in a name that's gonna get this thing going. Because if you do and you bring in a no name again, that's
Yep.
on you. Jay
Right.
Burks with the $2 super chat. He says, "Do you
Okay.
guys see Travis Hunter being a real threat?"
All right. First of all, Jay Burks. Hey, do.
Boom.
Jay Burks in the building. Do I see Travis Hunter as a real big threat? Individually, yes, I do. To turn a franchise around and those things. I mean, last I checked, Colorado didn't make the playoffs. Georgia, they didn't make the playoffs. So, I think he'll do well individually. Yes. But I don't think it's a situation like, oh, we're about to lose to the Jags solely because of Travis Hunter. The Jags have a lot of other problems. So he's going to do his thing. But I don't think like we're going to get swept by the Jags because of Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? I think that he'll do well. I don't know how they're going to play Travis Hunter as far as a receiver and DB because we've never seen nothing like that. We've had the Deion Sanders. That's the one I think that was very relative to this based on receiver and DB, but the Champ Baileys and those guys. But, you know, for what they're saying he's playing full-time receiver and DB. So we'll see. So I think he individually will do well. I think he'll do well at receiver more than anything. But I don't think it's scaring us like, oh, my gosh, we're about to lose because of Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Jock?
Look at Colorado. That's all I'm going to say is look at Colorado.
Yep.
Colorado was good, but like you said, Hunter would take over games, but it'd be sometimes where it's like Hunter can't do them by himself. Now they got Brian Thomas. I do agree with that. But at the same time, them two and then Trevor, they don't scare me, man. I just don't think so. But I think he'll be successful. I do. But I think just him being with that organization, I'm like, I hope you should have went some. I know you can't control where you go, but yeah, with that organization, it'd be like Jalen Ramsey, where you're gonna go ahead and get up out of here year 4 or 5. So yeah, it's really on Trevor Lawrence. I just don't see it, man. I just don't. I don't. But Travis gonna get his. He gonna eat regardless. And let me say this: it is the NFL, so we don't know how he would come out. Right? We got to. He hasn't had a struggling moment. So I'm interested to see when that happens, what happens, right? Because again, him and Shador have always been successful. So it's like now you go into an organization that ain't that good. You go into a situation where you're dealing with NFL guys, and these NFL, everybody's good, right? Now he's a generational talent, as they say, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So
yeah, we're gonna see. That's right. All right. Great comments, by the way, y'all. What else we got here? I'm gonna put the schedule back up, y'all, so y'all can see it. We want y'all to look at the schedule. I'm looking at it, even myself too, man. I'm looking at everything here.
Let me see. I've says I feel like Femi's almost the same tier or below tier as Cam is important on defense on the edge because we're going to need him because those other guys will give you minimal production. I would something I do like about Femi, his energy. How did you see his energy?
I did. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Leader, definitely a leader on the young defense of the rookies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's something about this rookie class. They're mature, man. I noticed that about them. They're very mature and they got good leadership qualities. It's unique to see that.
Yeah.
He said, "What if Ayo Monora is a breakout wide receiver and really gets targeted more? It could happen. It can open up the passing game to start moving the chains." In theory, yes. In theory.
Yeah, Ayo Monora again is Travis Hunter's father, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely.
I got a question.
Yes.
About Restrepo. One, do you think Restrepo will make this team? And two, what's your thoughts on Restrepo that you've seen so far come out of rookie minicamp?
So I think on the minicamp so far, you know, Cam Ward has pushed to bring Restrepo in no matter where he was to be drafted. And I think that's huge, you know, that he understands, you know, and the fact that Restrepo has been first in line as a receiver, being very confident, running routes, making catches, and things like that. So given the fact that he's a free agent, it's going to be tough to make the team. Really based, again, you drafted 2 receivers already on a team of other receivers, right? You already have about 4 or 5. You bring in Van Jefferson, you got Traylon Burks, you got Tyler Lockett, and you got Calvin Ridley. You just got a lot of players. So I'm not sitting there saying just because I'm saying like he might not make the team that he won't. I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but I do think it's going to be a challenge because simply he's a free agent. He's going to have to not only do what he's doing now, when they put on pads, that has to happen too. And I do think Restrepo and maybe Shiloh Sanders might be the 2 free agents that everybody's going to have their eye on, right? And that's cool, actually. That actually helps him. You know, he's in a different class of free agent because of that, right? And he has the relationship with Cam Ward. So it really depends, I think, can he return punts? Is he willing to do some special team things as well? If he can do some special team things as well to get on the field, Restrepo makes this football team. As a receiver, I'd say most free agents, maybe 10 to 15%. I'm going to give Restrepo probably about a 30 to 40% chance of making this football team because of Cam Ward and because of Restrepo doing so well in camp. When they put the pads on, we'll see. And he's got a lot of notoriety out here as well, too. So that's kind of where I'm at with Restrepo. What about you, Jacques?
Same. If he can, which he's already on trending up, and I've heard from Teron Davenport that he was the most complete receiver. And when I hear that, that tells me, okay, you know what you're doing, and you don't hold the record at Miami for the most receptions just by overnight, right? He has the talent. I think, like you said, with the special teams play, he has to be willing and able to do that. But if he comes in the preseason, man, and he can make a name for himself, and he's showing out 3 games, it's gonna make up. He's gonna make his case hard to cut him, if that makes sense. And remember, he's trying out for 32 other teams, 31 other teams. So, bro, if you don't make it here, you will have a spot. You got the talent, right? And it's a safety blanket for Cam. But I know Cam's trying to get acclimated with other receivers. And 2, if you don't make the team, you better put him on a practice squad, which he'll get scooped up tomorrow, because Tyler Lockett is only one deal. Traylon Burks, we don't know what's going to happen with him. So there's going to be spots that's going to open up, right? You still got Bryce Oliver. So like you said, from a special teams perspective, he has to do that. He just doesn't have the speed to do that, right? But when it comes to possession, hey, he got it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Cadero says, what is your thoughts on Meatloaf going into year 2?
What you think, Jacques?
That T Sweat or is that JC?
I think that's JC. That's what I'm thinking. Is
JC?
that you know, Cordero? I'm thinking JC Latham.
Right tackle? I feel comfortable with it.
We can talk about JC and T'Vondre Sweat. Go for it.
I think year 2. Oh, man, I'm expecting big things from them jokers.
Me too,
Again, year 1, man, I don't care. Year 1, they both did their thing, right? They both were productive, and you played almost the majority of the season. Both of them, solid, dog. I'm expecting huge things from him, especially if JC coming on to his original position that he came from when he played in college. Man, you're going to be straight, dude. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, I think year 2, they both, man, I give them a lot of respect because JC Latham, I think, led the Tennessee Titans in minutes. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was top 5 in the league in minutes played. Like, that's freaking huge. So I think it means something when you've been on the field, bro, and you've got that experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in NFL experience as a rookie, he played like 2 seasons in one. That's how much he played. So now he's moving to right tackle. I know they was fixated on keeping him at left tackle, and they said, no, we're going to put him to right tackle. I think that's a great move. And I think that's a position he's been playing since high school. That's his comfortable position. And I think JC Latham is more of a sturdy. He's not a lean offensive tackle. He's more of a big tackle, and right tackle fits that mold. That's his strength. I expect big things for JC in year 2.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him lately?
I have.
Did you see how much weight he done lost?
He has lost weight. He looks skinny. I see it, JC.
Yeah.
But skinny, he's still a big man for sure, but he has lost weight. He
lost a lot of weight. He lost that baby weight, man.
Yeah, he has. And then T'Vondre Sweat, who I arguably think might be the best player on our defense, one of our best players on our team. And I know a lot of people might not agree, but, man, I'm telling you, man, T Sweat's a problem, bro. And I just think this year somebody's going to kick him in his shin, and it's going to activate something in T Sweat where he becomes angry. He's going to be unstoppable. So year 2, JC and T'Vondre Sweat, look out.
Yep. And Brian Lee and all them jokers. It's going to be crazy. Iveri says, how do y'all think the wide receiver group will be ranked? It depends on how fast. I know Tyler Lockett and Calvin, man, they got an actual quarterback that's throwing to them, so they're going to be okay. But it depends on how fast your rookies can get caught up to speed. Again, a rookie wide receiver in the NFL, if you're not Justin Jefferson, if you're not Jamar Chase, if you're not that talented, it'll take you a minute to get up to speed, to get the speed of the game, to get off your break. It's not college, right? So when I look at A.M. Monora and DK, those are 2 receivers that I'm like, that's built for the future. And you wanting them to get caught up to speed, but they don't have to right away, if that makes sense. But then as you have Tyler Lockett and you have Calvin Ridley, who are veterans, I think they're going to make Cam's job a lot easier because they've been in the league so long and they've been successful, right? So this wide receiver room itself could be ranked in the top 15 if it's done right? Especially with the talent that you got there. But we'll see. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, I think it depends on Tyler Lockett at the end of the day. I think wide receiver 2 is the question. And so, Calvin Ridley is a receiver 1. To your point, saying top 12 to 15. To your point, maybe it's a group with just him being receiver 1, but it depends on Lockett. It depends on Van Jefferson. It really depends on them, and Slick depends on Traylon Burks. It depends on that who's number 2 and number 3, right? Ayo Manor and DK. I don't know if they will step up to be number 2. I don't know who's number. I'm going to say Tyler Lockett going into the season will be number 2. So it depends on them. I'm saying probably a little bit under 15, but maybe somewhere between 15 and 20.
Right,
15
like
and
you
20.
said. And I trust Tyler. Tyler, man, he's actually a good receiver to have for Cam, who's more of a possession. He's a possession receiver anyway, so he gets comfortable in those zone routes or whatnot. So, Cordero says, "Is this a make it or break it year for Big Jeff?" Hawk, is it a make it or break it year for Big Jeff?
Contractually, Jeff has, I think, 2 more years on his contract. I have to go back and look at his contract. I actually do think it's a make it or break year for Big Jeff. I actually do, bro. I think the Titans are looking for him to elevate. And I'd say Jeffrey hasn't. I think Jeffrey Simmons, if anyone disagrees, put in the chat who you think was probably our best defensive player. I'm not saying he was so or super consistent, but I think Jeffrey did a really good job this season. I think he did play better this year than he did last year. And I don't know if the stats will show that, but I think he had a better impact this year. Now, part of that could probably be because of T'Vondre Sweat on the football field as well. But I think when you have T'Vondre Sweat, you bring in Femi, you got Arden Key, you got Sebastian Joseph Day, who I think is very underrated. You got these guys that are around him that could make him better. Yes, he gets double teamed. That does happen. And he's not going to have a lot of sacks as a result of that. But I do think the Titans are looking for him to be the dog on defense, the number 1 player. And he is realistically. But I do think this is a make it or break it. I think like Jeff, at least if he could get maybe 10 sacks in the inside, 10 sacks would be huge for Jeffrey Simmons. And then even from a run stopping standpoint, we did a pretty good job in run defense in most games. Some games we got exposed, but a lot of that was sweating out on the field. So I think it is a make it or break it for Big Jeff. Yes, the answer is yes. What about you, Jacques?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why you brought in Sweat, because Sweat is eventually his successor anyway, right? When you're coming up, and I think he might be coming up on a contract year. Actually thinking about it, but yes, this is make it or break it year, man. If he doesn't perform, and then even from a leadership role, if he doesn't step it up even with that, yeah, man, you can save more money and go about your day. And I see the Trey Hendricks comment. I wouldn't mind getting Trey Hendricks. That'd be actually
there's been rumors that the Titans are interested in trading.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see us trading. Like I can definitely see us going that route, because if you add him, that's a legit pass rusher.
Right.
That makes this defense, that makes you very interesting. Let me say this, if we add him, my prediction for stuff might change a little bit, right?
Yeah,
especially from a defensive perspective. So
yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: I'm a real big Jeffrey Simmons fan.
Yes, you are.
I am, and I see he's extremely talented. I know people are gonna just look at sack numbers. He's a inside D tackle. When you look at his sack numbers, you might not think, he's a top 10 defensive lineman, maybe top 8 or whatever because of that, I guess. But he brings so much to the defense. He has an incredible motor. If you're running his way, he makes the tackle. I like Jeffrey Simmons. I would like for him to be here, to be honest with you. But it is a make or break. Based on contracts, based on how much he makes, based on numbers. So, yeah.
And then AFO says, who makes the bigger impact this year between Sweat and Latham? I think we kind of already answered, but who do you think, Hawk?
T'Vondre Sweat. I think T'Vondre Sweat. I think he's at a more impactful position too.
Yes, I agree.
So, yep. So T'Vondre Sweat. Just somebody kick him in the shin, please. Just piss him off.
Right. I agree with that, but I think he's the most impactful. But the most important position would be Latham, because you're protecting the right side of the quarterback. So I would definitely say, how does everybody feel not having any primetime games? Does that make anybody mad?
Yep, good question, Jacques. No Monday night games, no Thursday night games, or nothing. Can I answer that, Jacques?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't
absolutely.
doesn't make me upset at all, bro. It's our fault. We won 3 games. We can't act as if we have to be treated differently because we like this team.
Right.
Most teams, if you win 3 football games, you ain't getting no primetime games, especially a Titans team. Like the Dallas primetime teams, like the Cowboys, they're going to get that. That's just what it is. But it's only like 5 teams that's in that category. The Titans are not in that category. So I would love for us to have primetime games. We got to win games. We got to win. We got to win. And then here's the thing. What game would be a primetime game? Look at these games, man. What game would y'all want to watch? Primetime. Like, is a primetime game. Like, not us. People that live in North Dakota. What game in this schedule? You see what I'm saying? I don't see it. The Chiefs, maybe?
Well, Cam is a sale. I mean, he's the least talked about number 1 overall pick ever. So, I mean, it kind of does him a disservice because I mean, any other number 1 pick would have had at least 2 primetime games. I can make a case. I can make a case. The Cleveland Browns. If it was Cam versus Shador, right? The 2 friends, the 2 back-to-back was supposed to be this back-to-back quarterback pick or whatnot. But I'm with you. Like it kind of sucks because it's like, hey, Cam should deserve a little bit more. But you know what? I'm okay with it because the Titans don't need to focus on primetime games. They need to be focused on winning. So that's my thought on it. I'm like, I'm okay with it. Like I'm okay.
I see one game. If there's a game, the Patriots game, because of Vrabel.
Oh yeah,
and it's home in Nashville.
Yep.
It's home. That's the only game I see on the schedule that I would, if they were to ask, Titans, you get to choose one game that could be primetime that people outside of Nashville, outside of Tennessee, and outside of Tennessee Titan fans, I'd say the Patriots.
So you want to know who has the most primetime games this year?
Who's that?
It's the Chiefs and the Cowboys. A typical 2. So Chiefs got 7 primetime games. The Cowboys got 6.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So and the Falcons have 5. Wow, the Falcons got 5 primetime games.
Okay.
Falcons, Bills, Lions, Chargers, Dolphins, Eagles, 49ers, and Commanders all have 5. And the Ravens, which this is actually a surprise, the Ravens, Bengals, Broncos, Packers, Houston Texans, the Rams, the Vikings.
Hey, Jacques, I think I've lost you, Jacques. I think I might have lost you, Jacques. Okay. So so I don't know if you all see that. I do not see any primetime games that we need to be on, to be honest with you. Not really. So let's look at some other comments. We can go under the radar and be good. That is true. That's facts. We can go under the radar easily, but it's easy to go under the radar. We only won 3 football games last year, right? So, to win more than 3 football games will be a success for us because that's more than what we had last year, right? But I will say that, looking at this season, looking at the schedule, again, I don't think this schedule is strong. So, I anticipate us winning more than 3. And I think somebody made a comment on here that the Titans are only scheduled to win 5.5 games after the schedule release. Do y'all think 5.5 games is fair? Do y'all see over or under 5.5 games? What do y'all see?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It looks like StreamYard crashed. That's crazy.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. So I just asked a question. It looks like somebody had made mention that the Titans are scheduled to win 5.5 games. Now, I thought I saw that already before the schedule was released, right?
Yeah, it was.
But I wonder now, since the schedule's been released, where, I'm going to say, we'll say 5.5 for right now. As far as people, okay, so Cordero said over 5.5 games. And so he said 6, so we're right above that.
Yeah. That's like 6.
Yep.
Trey Mack says if we have a top 5 pick, what position should we draft? I'm gonna say DN.
I'm gonna say DN as well.
DN for sure.
or you can't let somebody like Jeremiah Smith or some cold
receiver. Yeah. Oh, for sure, man.
Receiver or defensive end easily. Easily. DN first, wide receiver second. Yes.
Yeah. Cadero says, "Are you going to buy a Cam Ward jersey?" So, Hawk, I got a secret. I got a cold one coming, bro. Oh, I got a cold one
Okay.
coming. You'll
Okay.
see it. It's a cold one. Yo, yeah, I sure did buy my Cam Ward jersey.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, sir.
I will absolutely get a Cam Ward jersey.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. I went to Lids yesterday, right? And they already had Cam Ward jerseys there in Opry Mills, right? And they had several Cam Ward of like current jerseys. But
Right.
there's rumors that the Titans are changing their jerseys.
Jerseys,
So
yeah.
I want to see that first. But I want to get a Cam Ward throwback like this Derrick Henry jersey I got. That's what I really want. So absolutely, I'm gonna get a Cam Ward jersey.
So, Hawk, let me ask you a question. Titans are I'm gonna get to this, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. Titans are punished as a small market. No primetime games, commercials doing our draft picks, glazing over our picks. Even number one is Cam. It's yearly. It's yearly. It ain't nothing new. So, do you think Nashville is starting to turn when it comes to being a big market city? If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Is
Yeah, it
the
does.
tide turning a little bit?
Yeah, it is. But the issue with the Titans, okay, you think about the Chiefs. Before they start winning a lot of football games and things like that, they had fan support, yes. But they were not this huge. They're always on TV until they start winning games, right? So when I think of Nashville, I think of like Kansas City. I think of those type of like cities in that same type of population. Now, Nashville is more popular than Kansas City. The market is continuing to grow. But the problem with the Titans is we're a young franchise and we're not winning football games. That's the problem.
Right. That's
And
the
we're
problem.
not we're not good to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like if a regular fan watching the Titans fan, they're going to go to sleep. They're going to drink tea and go to sleep. So we have a lot going against us. No history, a growing city, still got ways to go.
Right.
And he ain't won in years. So I think that's, and then when people are speaking on like Cam Ward not being like on TV a lot, being the number one pick, I totally agree with that. Yes. But the thing is, ESPN and all other platforms are going to look for the story that's the sexiest story. The sexiest story was the Shedeur Sanders, right? So that's the one everybody wanted to see. Everybody was waiting. That was the drama behind it all, right? Like people watched the draft more than any time ever just because they was waiting to see where he's going to get drafted. And that pushed the Cam Ward initiative. Well, I feel the Cam Ward story is as important, if not more. I think it's more of a success than Shedeur because Cam Ward was a zero-star recruit. Zero-star recruit, an African-American quarterback, the number one pick in the draft, right? That's amazing, okay? Then Warren Moon, an African-American quarterback, passes his jersey to Cam Ward, the number one jersey. That's history. That's unbelievable. That's a great story. You know what I'm saying? He went from a Bible college to the number one pick in the draft, right? He went to, it's unbelievable. A zero-star recruit. If people don't really understand college football, zero-star recruit is almost equivalent to a walk-on. And when Cam Ward was in high school, all they did was run the wishbone. They didn't throw the ball. They didn't really know how talented he was until he went to college. But that's why he became a zero-star because no one knew about him. He's the number one pick in the draft. So I think I think that story should have been talked about more, but people don't want to hear that. They want to hear drama. And that's not drama. So yep. So, what about you, Jacques? Sorry, I went on a tangent there, bro.
No, you're good. I mean, if we're gonna go blow for blow with city for city, Nashville blows, man. Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Kansas City, the city itself blows them out the water. But from a sports perspective, which that's what everybody looks at, like you said, we're a young organization. What cures this is winning. Just win. That's all you gotta do. Win. Like once you start winning, you'll get more primetime games. You'll get more opportunities. Cam will be the face of the league and blah, 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 and be more consistent with it. That's all you got to do. But when it comes to cities, Nashville blows most cities out the water, man. Like, but besides your major cities like Houston, New York, and the cities like that. But when it comes to like Pittsburgh, which you've been there, it's trash. When it comes to Green Bay, trash, right? Kansas City's even trash, right? So it's just you measured by your sports teams versus your city. But from a city perspective, we'll get a Super Bowl way before Kansas City or Green Bay or Pittsburgh or anything like that. So just win. Just win. You'll get more primetime games. Just win. That's all you gotta do.
For sure.
Just win.
Yep. We'll go one more question, y'all. We'll go one more. Yeah, Nashville is where everybody. Nashville, hey, we're here. We're in the city, like
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 9 minutes from
Born,
downtown.
bo- born
I'm
and
down. I'm
raised.
down the street.
Yeah. Born and raised. Born and
Yep.
raised.
Born
Born
and
and
raised.
raised. Born and raised.
Born and
North
raised. Born
Nashville
and
to the
raised.
coast, baby.
Yes, sir.
If
Yes,
you
sir.
if you know me, you know where I'm from. Like
That's right.
it
Vice
just
versa.
we've seen this city grow up and grow and just this city is way better than majority of those quote unquote sports cities that are
That's right.
successful. I'm like, hey, you got the Chiefs, but that's about it. What else you
Facts.
got? So
Facts. All right, we'll
yeah,
go one more question. Oh, go ahead, John.
that gets annoying after a while when I hear that.
Yeah.
Cadero, he says, hold on. Exactly. We go Glorilla team, you've been here. You know.
Yep.
Cadero says, are you guys going to any other games?
John,
So
season ticket. On. Tell him, John.
I'm a season ticket holder. Oh, yes, I will be. This is actually the year. Yes, this is the year that I'm glad I'm a season ticket holder because I get to actually see Cam grow up. So, yes, I will be at some of those games. It might be some of those Bleacher Report shows I might miss because I'm
Understand.
caught into it, which I understand.
Yeah.
So, I know, Hawk, we talked about away games. I know you said Houston.
Yep.
Slick
or Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm either thinking Houston or Vegas. My sister lives in Vegas. So
yes,
I might just to go out there and visit with her
yes,
and
sir.
everything
Yes, sir.
and kicking with my brother-in-law and all that.
Absolutely, bro.
So yeah, I might go and check them out, but it all depends. But yes, we will be at games this year.
Yep, that's right.
If y'all going into games, please let us know, man.
Yep.
We definitely
the Bleacher Report show kind of has at times has me on ice a little bit on them Sundays. It does.
Right.
Because I normally go to at least 3 games a year since we got here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I anticipate, of course, going to some games for sure.
Yeah. Kadera says, what do you think a Super Bowl would mean to this city? You mean winning a Super Bowl or hosting a Super Bowl? I think.
Good question, John. Yeah.
Because if you talking about winning a Super Bowl, man, I'll say this about Nashville now, Hawk. You might agree with this. There's not a lot of homegrown Nashville fans anymore, and I see this a lot at the Titans games. I think a lot of their homegrown, right, are elsewhere, like in Memphis and California and Canada. But homegrown, like back in the day when the team first moved here, man, you couldn't get a ticket. Hawk, you know that. You couldn't get a ticket. Nowadays, it's a lot different. You go to the games, you see jerseys from somebody from Arizona that's a Cardinals fan, or you see my homeboy, shout out to Joe, man, he's a Saints fan. He's from New Orleans, so he gonna rep New Orleans. He might go to a Titans game just to watch the Saints, right? So to win a Super Bowl here, man, it'll mean a lot. Will it have the same gravitas? I hope it does, right? Because the city's changed so much that you don't have a lot of us homegrown Nashvillians here anymore. So you have everybody from kind of everywhere. So they'll participate in the festivities, but how we feel as Titans fans, I don't think we'll get that same impact. I don't know. What you think?
I think, man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I think we've lost for so long, bro. Like it would feel weird. It's like if we won the Super Bowl like in the next 2 years or something like that. That'd be crazy. But I think over time, if it's built up, I think we'll start seeing more fans go to games because I know plenty of Titan fans just don't go to games no more. You know, because they just losing, right? You know what I'm saying? They say I ain't going, we lose. Like I'm not going. So I think the Titan fans are here.
Yeah,
homegrown Titan fans. They're just hibernating like bears, right? They're just not so amped to go to boring football games because the games are boring. Titans are boring. And you know what I'm saying? I would rather in Nashville, I'd rather go do something different because there's things to do, right? I would do something else on a Sunday. I'd either go to church, I might go to a restaurant, go eat something, I might go to a bar, I might go to a rooftop. There's things that's popping. You know what I'm saying? So I have other that's the thing about Nashville versus Buffalo or Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and I've been to those cities. There's nothing to do but go to the football game. Here it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I'm good. I'll give my ticket to somebody else, right? Hey, season ticket season ticket over to yourself is an investment. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to the game here. I'll give you this ticket right here for X amount of dollars, right?
Dog, it is an investment. I think that's what a lot. And I got tickets to the new stadium too. So you know how invested it is. And like you said, it's unfortunately you're correct, Talk. Like the entertainment is boring. When you have piss poor football, it sucks. And it's like you said, with the city growing, man. Like you said, I can go to a rooftop bar. I can go out to one of these new crazy restaurants that we have, any new events that we have. We have an event every day here, right?
Every day, every single day.
Every single day there's an event. So I don't have to, like you said, hop up and go to a Titans game. I'm not obligated, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I think Jim drafting Cam, it does sell that now. It's like, hey, hell, you
Right.
even got season ticket holders from outside of the city, like
Yeah.
in Memphis and other places. So shout out to them to be dedicated like that.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm
Yep.
interested. I will say this, and we get out of here. I'm interested to see what the entertainment will be for the new stadium.
Yep.
I am
That
very
thing is
interested.
building too, y'all.
It's nice.
It's building. The stadium is building up, y'all. It is every single day is something different. You know what I mean?
Fast too.
It is, and they're building it where the parking lot used to be. It's almost like a flip flop. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
With the current stadium, they knock that down, make that a parking lot. Like it's closer to the interstate.
It is.
So I don't know how that's when it's finished. It's literally right on the interstate. Like when you drive, it's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
So I can give you a sneak peek. I can. So when I did my tour, ooh, that's a great question. I think we've been in talks for an MLB team,
absolutely
but
yes.
I
It's
I,
gonna
I, I
happen.
got I got an inside scoop that I'm probably going to ask about that because I got a partner Just let's say that. So he's been kind of chatting, so I'll ask him. But how it's set up from what they showed me
Uh-huh.
is you have, like you said, it's so close to the interstate, but that East Bank, they're building up the East Bank. So it's going to move it out a little bit to where the parking lot. So like you said, it's going to flip, and then they got to tear down the old stadium. So
Yep.
once they tear down the old stadium, man. Once it comes together, you'll see it. But when I did my tour and when they sold it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be off the chain. And I
Yeah.
think I'm more excited. Hawk, you've been in the New Orleans, the Caesar Dome. How if you notice when you were walking around, you still able to see the action. Did you notice that?
Right. Absolutely.
That's exactly how the stadium is going to be. So we don't miss. You like currently the stadium set up. I walk over here. I got a big old section that cuts off for everything. So I got to watch a TV in order to see the action, or I got to go in somebody else's section. But the new stadium allows me to walk a whole 360 and just be like, okay, I'm still watching the game, still watching the game, still watching the game. Cool. This is off the chain. So it's a lot of cool little elements if you can afford it because it's not cheap. It's not cheap by any long shot. But if you can check it out, if you're in the Nashville area, I say give it a shot. Go check it out. See what they'll show you a rendering of the stadium. You'll go through everything, where seats are and everything, and you won't be disappointed. It's pretty nice, man. I'm excited, man. I didn't think we were gonna get one this fast, but this is pretty cool. In our lifetime, we get to see the Titans get another stadium because we were here when they built the Adelphia Coliseum.
Right.
And they put that up pretty fast. They started that with 97, and then it was up by 98.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it was fast.
It was fast. It was fast.
It was fast. So
It's fast.
yeah, man.
Yep. Yep. So,
Yeah, he said,
and
get on one of them
MLB
bachelor
team,
buses.
the MLB team, that's funny, AFO. That's facts. They're all over. We're everywhere.
Right.
The MLB team, the rumor has been yes. And what'd be so cool about the MLB team if we do have one? I think they'll start probably off where the Nashville Sounds play. And their stadium is pretty damn nice for a AAA team. I think they have the nicest AAA baseball stadium in the nation. The rumor is that the Nashville team would play in the AL East, meaning they play the Yankees and Red Sox,
Yeah.
the Toronto Blue Jays, the Baltimore Orioles, and those teams. That would be amazing. And then the name is we keep saying it's the Nashville Stars. Now, for those that don't maybe not know the history of the Nashville Stars was a black baseball team. It was in the Negro Leagues, and the sign, the star with the N, is fresh. It's a fresh logo. So, man, that'd be dope. That would be dope. We had a Negro baseball league. That's been many years before we was born.
Yeah, right.
They were the Nashville Stars. They were the Nashville Stars. That would be dope. That would be dope.
I've heard the same thing. I've heard the people that's heading it.
Yep.
I don't know how close they are, but they're getting close, if that makes sense.
That's right. Facts.
So in the NBA team, we already got Memphis Grizzlies. So I don't anticipate us getting an NBA team. I don't even want an NBA team. I'm like, let Memphis have that. Memphis holds it down. They hold it down. So we got the Preds.
Be kind of too much, man, to have baseball, basketball, and football.
Yeah. That's too much. Cordero, you're correct. He said, I heard there's supposed to be live band. Yes, that is correct. They have a section in the stadium where that will be taking place. Matter of fact, I think I told you I'm in the club level, so there's a lot of perks that happens in that area. So there will be live music. The food will be better. A lot of little stuff, man. They got a mosh pit section. Did you hear about that?
I have.
Yeah, they got a mosh pit section. So it's gonna be cool. And Ocho, you're correct. We got the Nashville
Of course,
Predators.
exactly. Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
The
lot.
Predator games, man. I had so much fun in the Predator games, man.
Yeah, Predators games be lit. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'll say this: I have more fun at the Predators games than I do at the Titans
I
games.
do too, bro. I do too, man. It's a
I hate
spectacle, man.
I hate to be like that. I mean, entertaining. I mean, from the beginning to the end. They throw the fish on the. If you in Nashville and you haven't been to a Predators game, I advise you to go to a Predators game.
Yep.
I'm not a big hockey fan, but at the same time, I have a ball when I'm at there.
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, this is some awesome entertainment. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So.
man, so.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you all again for watching the show, man. The schedule show. This was fun as always. Again, the schedule's right there for the Tennessee Titans in 2025. The Broncos, the Rams, and the Colts, the first 3 games. And we end the season with the Chiefs, the Saints, and the Jags. So, we have a few road games back to back. Not many. We also have 3 home games back to back. So our schedule is kind of all over the place. But that's where we are, man, in the season, man. So listen, if you have not subscribed to our channel, man, shame on you. Do that now. Subscribe to our channel. Hey, thank you, Ocho, Cadero. We appreciate, man. We appreciate everybody keeping, staying on the show. Follow us here. You can follow us as well on Bleacher Report. Download the app on Bleacher Report. Follow the Tennessee Titans. We are the official Bleacher Report show on the Bleacher Report show for the Titans. Excuse me. We're on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Twitter, Titans Weekly 24/7. We're on TikTok. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Check
when you
us
do
out.
follow those, man, cut your notification bells on. It's gonna let you know that we're going live. We're posting any new content. Again, appreciate the weekly family, man. Appreciate y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here.
Thanks.
And appreciate y'all for participating, man. Hey, keep doing that. And hey, this was fun. Again, we got 365 days of football, so more shows are coming.
Yep.
Just wait on it, because I think we got mini camp coming up, and then you got training camp,
Yep.
and then you got preseason.
Yep.
And then the regular season,
Right. That's right.
and then playoffs. So yeah, it's about to be a long season. And shout out to Blackman, man. So I'll be coaching this year. So assistant coaching. So that taking up my time. So football, and more football. So
Gotcha, bro.
yeah, good
Yes,
stuff.
sir. Yes, sir. Well, when your son score a touchdown, bro, we got to play it on the show, bro.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yep, for sure.
Most
man.
definitely, man.
Yep. So, or even post a schedule of the season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man. I definitely get my fingers wet, and then I got my son playing, and got the little 6U, man. We coaching 6U, so shout out to my boy Chris Winston, man, for him, man.
Cool.
Does his thing. So it's gonna be an experience, man. We won a championship last year, so that was fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, I told my son, I said, everybody don't get to win a championship. You know how hard it is to win a championship? So you won it at 6 or 5.
Yeah.
He was 5 at the time. So yeah, salute, man. So Hope, go ahead and take us up out of here, dog.
Okay, y'all. Well, hey, we hope you all have a great rest of your night and great rest of your week as well. And as we always say, and as we always do, folks, facts.
No paper.